welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The address is 1265 Lombardi Avenue, better known as Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight, a good one in the NFC. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. Mike Tirico with my partner Greg Olson, the veteran Nick Folk to get this one started. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
You know, Mike, it's kind of become cliche. You know, these guys come onto the field and we say, hey, you got to defend every blade of grass. They can make every throw, but that's exactly the case anytime this guy's lined up behind center. And the amount of stress that it puts on your pass defense, on your secondary to know, I got to defend sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, no matter where that ball is snapped. That's a tall task, and they're going to have to mix up coverages and be really sound on the back end, or this guy can really kill you. Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line. Give them 14 on that one. Good for a Green Bay first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
That is 14 for the second time. Back-to-back 14-yard gains and a first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here. And what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
On second down, Love. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sit and duck for this pass rush.
On fourth down, the Packers turn it over to Daniel Whelan to punt. Mike Hughes on the return for the Falcons. That's going to be out of bounds. Well judged and spotted right at the 10-yard line.
Automatic first down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. Finding space at the 15. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. They've got it. It'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 21.
1st and goal at the
Really
7-yard
nice job
line.
getting this ball out to the edge. And then once he's able to get clear of the D-line, get vertical and accelerate down the sideline. That's a great run. He's forced out of bounds, but not before setting up 1st and goal.
First down throw there is incomplete.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
On play action, Love. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Christian Watson. Touchdown, Packers. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Brandon McManus now to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Packers will take a 7-0 lead.
Packers 7, Falcons 0. Brandon McManus.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Carter on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Falcons set to take over here on offense. They'll be led out by the lefty from the University of Washington. It's Michael Penix.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year 2, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year 2 is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
Left side in the hands of London. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
He's got this to Bijan Robinson. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend, make them go sideline to sideline.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him. Micah Parsons in there for the sack, worked his way through. It's a loss of 5.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, here is Penix. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On third down, Penix. He's got his tight end. That's Pitts. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Falcons, first down.
Well, nothing real fancy here, Mike. Not a huge pickup, but anytime on third down, you got to know where the sticks are, who's your most reliable player, and I think everybody in this booth knows exactly what position that is.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. London brought in motion. They're going to go play action with Penix. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. That pass play good for 22. It's good for a Falcon first down. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. 7-0 is our score. And we're back. Lambeau Field in just a moment. The Falcons have it to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with 1st and 10. It's the first run of the game for Bijan Robinson. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
London brought in motion. They'll go again with Robinson. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yards.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
And that is incomplete. Bijan Robinson, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it's going to be 4th down.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
Folks' kick is good. And the Falcons are on the board. It's 7-3.
Falcons 3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's Christian Watson and the rest of the Packer offense heading back onto the field. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Love. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Once he saw the defense, he knew that outbreaking route was going to be there. All he had to do was wait for his guy to get to the spot and drop the ball right in the bucket near the sideline.
Love quickly out to Watson. And he's not going to get too far. Tackle after a gain of just a yard.
1-yard gain.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Running is Jacobs. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
The Falcons offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Dotson, the man in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
Tackle made at the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. He takes off. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a 1st down.
And the Falcons, 1st down. It's a gain of 10.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes it pay.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
Falcons, 1st down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half, and good enough for a 1st down.
1st down. A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, Falcons.
A gift, and here comes Robinson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
He'll step up and run, and he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 16
Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down.
At the 6-yard line.
From the gun, it's Penix. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Now Penix to throw on 2nd down. To the goal line and in. Drake London. Touchdown, Falcons.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Falcons are on top. It's now 10-7.
Packers 7.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Here's Sky Moore now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Packers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Here's Love. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Here's a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Love. Has caught right side by Kraft. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
His 2nd grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a 1st down. That's timeout for Green Bay. It'll be their 2nd. The clock is stopped at 26 seconds until the break. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. To throw is Love. Work in the middle. That's Kraft. He's got it. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Packers going to use their final timeout now as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. On 1st and 10, here's Love. He's going to go deep, looking for Reed. That is caught. What a throw. Jaden Reed. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Just a really nice job, Mike, especially just staying poised. Pressure situation, you know how important it is to steal some points before the half, but everybody's in control. Everybody understood the situation and the clock, and they're able to finish that half in style with that late touchdown.
Now it's McManus for the point after. He knocks it through. And the Packers are on top. It's 14-10.
Packers 14. Falcons 10.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. He's going to elect not to bring this one out. Probably a wise decision as this ball comes out to the 35. The man in motion is Zacchaeus. On 1st and 10, it's Penix. This one is caught right side by Zacchaeus.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Second down, they need 3. To throw is Penix. Good throw taken by Pitts. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Now here's a timeout. They're going to take it with 8 seconds remaining until the break.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Throwing is Penix. That's caught right side. It's London. He'll be out of bounds. Decent pickup of 5 on 1st down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Falcons are back within a point. It's 14, and hold that thought. Let's get right back to it. We are ready for the 3rd quarter. Certainly a tightly contested first half, and you'd expect more of that here in the second half. A 1-point game as quarter 3 begins. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Falcons offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this 3rd quarter. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Now Penix. That one taken in by London. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
On 2nd down, here's Penix. He connects downfield to Dotson. And it will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That one's good for 29.
The Falcons, 1st down. A gain of 29 yards. And the Falcon, 1st down.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Pitts is the man in motion. On 2nd down, Penix. That's caught left side by Pitts. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
3rd and 2, and Penix. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a 1st down in this spot.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
Able to slip one tackle, but not another. Will be fortunate to get this one back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
From the gun, here is Penix. It is brought in the end zone. Drake London. Touchdown, Falcons. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
Now Penix and the Falcons will line it up and go for 2.
The Falcons will line up for the 2-point.
Looking to throw. It's Penix. That is caught, and he is not going to get in. Stop on the try for 2. The lead remains right where it is. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Packers offense and their receiver, Jaden Reed, getting set for their next drive. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10. Love to throw. Catch made there by Watson. He's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, we're going to make for a long day.
And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a 1st down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. This one is caught by Reed. And And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing is Love. Get this over the middle to Golden. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
That one on target to Watson. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. A pickup there of 28 yards.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the first down.
And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this third quarter of play. Second down throw for Love. And time runs out there. He just airmails it towards the bench. Incomplete. You can sense a little frustration there. It brings up third down.
Every possession is so critical in these close games. The one thing you can't have here is a turnover. Really nice job making sure that ball is uncatchable, and just line up and snap it again.
That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Dontavian Wicks. Touchdown, Packers. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Big play coming up for the Pack as they're going to go for 2.
The Packers
On the zone read, he'll keep it himself. And he will get into the end zone. The conversion is good, and the lead is up to 3 here in the fourth quarter.
19.
Everybody's looking to end every drive with 6, but when you can turn that 6 into 8, man, what a confidence boost coming off the field, and they're going to force their opponent now to start chasing.
Brendan McManus.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. This one taken at the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up the 5.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it, but I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
That's complete. He's got it to London. A gain there of 10 yards. 1st down, Atlanta.
And the Falcons, 1st down. 1st and 10.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Back-to-back, gains of 10 yards, and back-to-back 1st downs.
1st down.
Remember this one thing. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL, and I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
12 more yards from him there, and another 1st down.
Starting to see it back right now, Mike, that's finding his way with this defense. Back-to-back big gains. Have to see, do they just continue to ride the hot hand, or do they start putting the ball in the air?
On 1st down, right back to Robinson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a 1st down.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot. And frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front, and we can see the results.
And he'll be marked down at the 7. And it will set up 1st and goal.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get 1st down after 1st down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
They'll run with Robinson to the 5-yard line.
Robinson, ball carrier. Tackle made at the 5-yard line. A pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now here's 2nd and goal. Here's Penix. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
On 3rd and goal, it's Penix. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. Fourth quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's caught by Golden, right side. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Love. Throw on the run is complete. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
I think it's clear, Mike. I think they have their sights set on winning this game in regulation. I don't think overtime is even in the picture. They are trying to be aggressive, continue to move this ball down. Can they find a way to pull this game off here late in the fourth quarter?
The outside, it's brought in by Golden. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as it comes with a minute 4 left to go in the game. Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. They'll go with Jacobs. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a 1st down.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
And he's taken down, and now they can take this all the way down, call the timeout, and set up the game-winning field goal throw.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 27-yard line.
Now 2nd and inches. Back to throw is Love. That complete to Jacobs. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Falcons go ahead and take their 2nd timeout, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. So here comes Brandon McManus in a pressure situation. This to win the game. This kick is good. And that very likely will be a game winner.
And that's just got to be a great feeling over on that sideline, Mike. I mean, an excellent job by this offense to give yourself a chance to win it. And then this kick. I mean, what's left to be said? It was never in doubt, and it's going to lead this team to a victory.
Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. And no return here. This is a touchback.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll come up for first and 10. Here we go. One final play. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. The defense holds here in the final minute, and they're going to get out of here with a victory. So, it's a win for the Packers. They get themselves into field goal range for one final shot. Kicker delivers. They avoid overtime and come away with a 3-point victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Packers are winners as we say so long from legendary Lambeau Field.